do it.
Okay.
Wait, 34? Okay.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 34 of Soccer Situations. How y'all feeling? This week, we got some pretty good stuff this week. We take an actual interest in internationals, seriously.
Yeah.
And Alex gets on the gravy train. Right? Let's go.
Choo
Soccer situation.
Yeah. So much to talk about for a off football week, right?
Yeah, welcome in, y'all.
What's going on with you, Alex?
Where
I
do we even
know
start?
it's not the order I put it in, but we should start with gravy, shouldn't we?
We start with the gravy man himself. I wish he would make an appearance right at this moment.
Yeah, y'all know
Makes the magic happen for
we're
us.
still mourning the loss of Bruce the cat. Super sad.
Yes, Bruce. I mean, we had Bruce for so long.
I
Bruce was such a major part of us.
Bruce is a serious part. I really feel like especially the week he died, I kept thinking about that scene in his Dark Materials, the Philip Pullman book, when Lyra literally has like her soul torn out when she's crossing the land of the dead, and she has to disconnect from her soul. That's how it felt.
Yeah.
Not to get too emo right at the top of the podcast, but anyone
That was
that's
a pretty
lost
good
a
way
pet,
to do it.
I think can relate,
Yeah, I think a lot of people would feel that.
right? I'm still getting like random 30-second cries, which is really awkward when you work in the service industry.
Yeah.
Like the wrong memory crosses your path or something.
Moment of silence
yeah,
or something.
Yeah. And then like for the next 20 minutes, you look like you've been crying. And so you're like, oh, fine, just tell me what you want. But anyway, all of that to say that, there's a new energy in the house
We've welcomed a new kitten into the house.
in the form of a tiny black ninja kitten.
Yeah, little black ninja. Especially the first day he was in here, was just darting from dark space to dark space. Leo didn't even know he was here.
Yeah.
For like at least 24 hours.
Leopold, the senior cat of the house, straight up did not notice this cat for a whole day at least.
And I don't blame him because he was very stealth.
Super.
Very stealth.
You know, it's cliche to be a nerdy guy and name a black cat something after a ninja, but he was literally like dropping smoke bombs and vanishing.
Yeah.
You just catch glimpses of him like he was an
You'd
urban
see like
legend.
a little blur. I know we're getting a little older with our vision, but like you'd see like a little black blur out of the corner of your eye and be like, what was that?
Yeah. But he's also the sweetest baby angel of all time.
Yeah, he's really coming out of his shell now. He's
Yeah.
doing well. We wanted to get Twigs a little buddy, a little partner before he got too much older. So yeah. We'll see how this goes. These two. I think they're becoming buddies slowly, which we're going to see is probably going to be trouble for us in the end.
Well, right out of the box, Gravy just like head-butted Twigs right in the chest. He was
It's true,
all
instantly.
over Twigs to an extent that
He was
Twigs didn't
stressed.
quite know what to deal with it.
And then he looked around the room and he saw Cat and he said, "You're my buddy."
Yeah.
He went right at him and headbutted him immediately.
Yeah. And Twigs is like, oh, man.
He was overwhelmed for sure. He kept backing up and looking all around, looking all confused.
Yeah. But they were being big-time buddies this morning.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're getting along well now. I think Twigs just had to put him in his place, let him know who's boss.
Yeah.
You know, show him that, you don't just get to approach me, sir. Okay, give me my space.
Right? It's like, Twigs, you were the kitten doing that just weeks ago.
Yeah, not that long ago.
You know?
Even though we know you're a big boy now.
Right?
But yeah, I guess that's the big news to drop right up front.
Massive news.
It's
Can't
fun.
really overstate it. I was blown away when Alex was like, I'm going to get a kitten today. I was like, oh, jeez. This is going to be an emotional roller coaster. I think it didn't I was honestly worried. Like, how am I going to feel about this with,
Might devastate
with
you.
Bruce?
Yeah.
But I knew it was the right thing to do for Twigs.
Yeah.
And, in the end, it didn't really entangle with the Bruce feelings, I don't think.
Yeah.
It feels like a separate thing.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. It's positive energy in the house, too.
Absolutely.
Having a little kitten running around is very funny.
Yeah,
It's
for
very
like
entertaining.
3 hours, he slept on my chest this morning, like vibrating while I binged Apple TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big sweetheart.
It was a really, really relaxing morning, which was great. Yeah, just what I needed.
Yeah.
And binging Apple TV is about all I have to talk about this week. Haven't had a great week.
Yeah.
Or big week, I should say.
Get after it. I want to hear more about. I mean, we've been talking about this Godzilla show.
Yeah, you've been interested in it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I want to start watching that soon. I haven't started it yet.
I think it's great. I don't know if it's the Godzilla show everybody wants or if it's going to build to that. So far, it's more of a drama, you know?
Yeah.
I love it. The kind of bit or gimmick, I guess, of it is that it's time jumping between the 70s and like 2014, which is when the first Godzilla movie in this canon took place, I think.
Okay.
The one, who directed that? Somebody good.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. The coolest angle being Kurt Russell plays old scientist in 2014. His son Wyatt Russell plays him back in the 70s, which is sick.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Anders Holm playing a younger version of John Goodman. Unfortunately, John Goodman apparently didn't have a son. That's a talented actor.
Yeah.
But
Anders Holm filling in nicely for him.
Yeah, I was worried about the time jumps because, as I told you off mic, they even jump around the years within each sort of decade.
Yeah.
So it'll
you
be
were saying
like
you were worried it'd be too
2014, but then it'll be like, this is 2013, this is 2009, because it goes around the lives of each generation too. But the writing and direction has been great. It's been really easy to follow.
It's easy to follow the whole story.
And yeah, most importantly, there's been one really, really awesome like monster death already, which you need.
Yeah, you said there was no Godzilla appearance yet, but
just in like a
monster
one
appearance.
character was traumatized by Godzilla's attack in that like 2013 movie.
Yeah.
And so like she has flashbacks to that,
Yeah.
but that's the only Godzilla so far. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's sick though. Super, super high production value, great cast, super likable cast.
Nice.
And yeah, I'm sure there's cool
I
monster
like it too.
stuff
I like
to
a
come.
different take on it, and like, not just going right for the easy. Just throw him Godzilla right in the front and make it all about him.
Yeah, it seems like in a nutshell, it's like Monarch is evil scientists trying to get monster data for nefarious purposes, and the main cast is like hippie scientists that just want to know about the monsters.
Nice.
Yeah.
Classic. That's pretty
I
classic.
think that's what Godzilla's
battle.
archetype has been basically from the beginning.
Yeah. I feel like that's a lot of like seems like Japanese like monster like story types.
Yeah.
Like either big robots or big. It's always like
Yeah.
the evil scientists versus like the good like nerdy scientists.
Right.
It's pretty classic.
Right. I'm always on board for it. I know that.
Yeah, it's always entertaining.
Yeah. So anyway, that's going. So there's only 2 episodes out. So Apple TV has been suggesting Lessons in Chemistry, the Brie Larson show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
you said that was the show you were watching with the Gravy this morning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Gravy locked me into it, literally.
Yeah, forced you to watch 3 episodes. Give it a true run.
Little kitty cat fell asleep on me. I told Alex I have a strict no kitten eviction policy.
Yeah, we're recording a little later than we should be right now because of kitten.
Gravy fell asleep on my lap again. But yeah, I feel bad because Brie Larson is like, she's kind of become this like proxy icon of feminism in cinema.
Yeah.
For better or worse. And I don't know how much of that is her fault because she certainly takes on these projects.
For sure.
But incels hate her. And yeah, this show has not been well reviewed. I'm going against the hive mind. I'm going to say I like it.
Yeah?
The algorithm does not dictate what I'm going for.
Nice.
I do have my complaints. The Brie Larson brand of feminism is super heavy-handed.
Okay.
There's like a checklist of horrible things that men do to women, and they all happen in like the first 2 episodes.
Just really just hitting the nail on the head from the moment.
Yeah, it just does feel a little heavy-handed. Not that I'm not on her page. I'm like, yes, of course, this is all very real issues that happened today, let alone back in the 50s when this takes place.
Yeah.
She's trying to be a female scientist in the 50s. Despite like it being a little bit heavy-handed with that, the show's super entertaining.
Yeah.
Well produced. Brie Larson's a really great actress. That's what kind of gets lost in the conversation.
Yeah, she is a really
She's
great actress.
so good, dude. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. She basically starts a cooking show, and she's backdooring chemistry education through a cooking show for housewives. That's awesome.
That's pretty amazing.
That's the premise of it, yeah.
Yeah, that's
may
really
or may
amazing.
not be a true story. I haven't done any research to know that. It's kind of presented as such.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
So there's that. That's Lessons in Chemistry. Apple TV again.
Apple TV.
Yeah. And rounding out my sort of theme here, I was listening to Taika Waititi on WTF today. Talk about his new movie, football movie. This is relevant. First goal win or next goal wins.
Next goal wins. Yeah.
Yeah. And Mark loved it, which I was surprised
Really?
by. He binged Taika's like full catalog, which he doesn't always do.
That's
He
amazing.
rarely does. Loves them, dude.
Yeah.
He was so enthusiastic. It was crazy.
I mean, Taika is awesome.
Yeah. He is amazing, dude.
Yeah.
He's so funny. I think he's getting a little bit of backlash too. Like I saw some stupid Slate or Vulture article that was like passive aggressive. Like I learned that his real name isn't even Taika or something like that. And it's like, oh, you're gonna do a takedown of Taika Waititi now? Okay.
Yeah. Why does everyone have to find a way to dig up some random reason to hate somebody like this?
Well, dude, it's
a successful
I think in this case it's because there's a trans character in his new movie, and there's one line of dialogue that people have problems with.
Oh, of course.
Where like the alcoholic older English soccer coach doesn't know how to handle a trans person. Oh, how
Which is
terrible
like
to depict that in
realistic
a movie.
situation
Right.
that happens in trans people's lives, and it'd probably be good for people to see that on the screen and like learn about it.
That I'm sure that was his take on the movie. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But of course, there's been people
like some backlash.
trying to take the movie down. Yeah. But I also got a spoiler from Aaron in that the movie is really about Fassbender's character mourning the loss of a child.
Oh.
And I'm like, man, everything is about mourning now, dude. Well, first in my life, obviously.
Right. Yeah,
in our lives, I should say. I've been selfish about that. I'm sorry, Alex. Yeah.
Oh, no, you're good.
But yeah, Godzilla. It's very much about like the main characters sort of learning about their parents' last days and efforts and what they were up to. What's up, little Mr. Gravy?
Cat distractions.
We're going to try and get a cat cameo in here. Don't worry. Anyway, lessons in chemistry, without spoiling too much, very much an episode or a show about mourning. And then, Marin and Taika, dude.
Talking about mourning.
And I remember podcasters on TV and movie podcasts in recent years complaining about how everything is about trauma now.
Yeah.
And it's like we moved on from trauma to mourning now.
Everyone's talking about mourning now.
It's like, did this pandemic really fuck us up? Is everybody as depressed as it seems like?
I think so. Yeah. I think more than we realize, people are really still depressed from that whole ordeal.
Yeah. Seems like it.
I mean, how many people, are processing trauma from that?
Right.
Like, not very many people not as many people as you think go to therapy,
No, it's true.
Most people don't.
No, that's so true. And once you do a little bit of therapy, I've got about 3 years under my belt, and you start kind of speaking at face value, like openly and honestly, and communicating honestly.
Yeah.
People don't know how to deal with that. And you realize that no one else knows how to communicate like that.
No. Yeah, there's so much trauma built in this entire country, really.
Yeah. It's so hard.
Generations of trauma.
It's so hard when you communicate super clearly to get people to take you at face value. Like, no, I'm not like speaking. There's nothing passive aggressive behind this. There's no innuendo.
Yeah.
I mean exactly what I say and nothing more or less than that.
Yeah.
People like don't know how to take
people
that.
Are just like stunned, absolutely stunned by it.
Not even stunned, but they just don't believe it, and so they keep like acting like there's more to the sentence you just said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. They keep trying to read into it more because it's just not registering.
Yeah. Well, that's been Psychology Corner. Let's move on. Let's move on to positivity. Something more upbeat. Let's talk about Littlefoot Small Business Saturday.
Oh yeah, well, just a little quick plug for Littlefoot. Sponsors the podcast. So this Saturday after Thanksgiving, a little Small Business Saturday, we're hosting an open house from 10 to 2 at the warehouse. Since we aren't able to do milk drinks yet, we're hosting a Full Circle Cafe from Byron Center. Is going to come out and have like a full espresso bar set up, which will be nice. So we'll have drinks that we haven't been able to do yet being made there, which will be nice.
That's awesome.
Nice for people.
What does their mobile setup look like?
It's a full bar. Like they can do
cool.
everything.
They have like a capsule?
Yeah. They do a ton of events. They have like a whole 2-piece modular bar that they take to all over like farmers markets and
right on.
Just events
all
summer long. So they'll be there, and then this will be one of the last times that Amethyst Bee will be available, selling baked goods. She's going back to her. I think she's like a neurosurgeon tech.
Oh wow.
So she's going back to her, back to her schooling and back to being a doctor again.
Okay.
So Amethyst Bee's going away. So she'll be slinging treats. And then we've added the American Hotel System, which is like a local band that we are doing their album launch. We did a coffee partnership with them.
Cool.
So they'll be there hanging out, selling some vinyl, selling some coffee merch. Yeah, it'll be fun. Hopefully we'll get a good turnout. People coming out looking for some shopping after the holiday.
Right on, dude.
Should be fun.
Saturday.
From 10 to 2.
Get out there.
Granville, Michigan.
Yeah.
Look us up. Google it.
Is Josh
Google
going to be hanging out?
There's a chance he'll be there. Oh yeah, we could talk about that a little too.
You should have got him to pop up a bring your home machine.
Bring a
get
home
reefer.
espresso. Yeah.
You know, I was gonna say that would be a nightmare for him if to do actual repairs.
Yeah.
But he might have been into something like like deep cleans.
I mean, we could
like
do that.
tune-ups.
We have another one coming up in December.
Yeah.
December 16th. Maybe we can do a little collab with him.
Yeah.
I know he does want to do like a party to kind of like in our
Celebrate.
space to celebrate him coming to the market.
Yeah, we can give him a little shout out. Definitely. At least we're talking about our buddy Josh, Dialed Coffee Services.
If anybody needs coffee tech services or training at all, barista training.
Yeah.
Josh
Coffee
is the
training,
guy.
equipment sales and service. He's selling equipment as well.
Yeah,
if you want to
does it
open
all.
a cafe, restaurant, or anything that needs coffee. Wow, we're doing a full blown ad now.
No, that's
If I'm going
that's
to
fine.
yeah, Josh deserves it. He's a great
Yeah,
dude.
he does deserve it.
Yeah.
Dialed Coffee Services.
Yeah, check him out.
Yeah, check him out. He's a good guy. And he's doing a service that is much needed in this area.
And now, let's go to an ad.
After all that ad.
This episode of Soccer Situations is brought to you by Littlefoot Coffee. I mean, what can I say about Littlefoot Coffee? They're not just friends of the pod, they're family of the pod, quite literally. Alex started Littlefoot years ago after more than a decade of roasting experience, roasting coffee for some of the hottest, most fashionable, and most importantly, tasty specialty coffee roasters in America. My favorite thing about it is that it's just really high-grade coffee without a drop of pretense. You're not going to find a bunch of weird, savory notes that the roaster is passing off as intentional. It's just really sweet, comforting flavors that everybody wants in their coffee. And now, for a limited time only, you can get 15% off at littlefootcoffee.com. Promo code Situations. Once again, you can get 15% off at littlefootcoffee.com using the promo code Situations. Hilarious. That's where I had an ad break penciled in.
Yeah, perfect.
We just talked about coffee industry for 5 minutes. The last thing I want this podcast to be. Sorry about that, y'all.
Yeah.
Right?
It's just like that. Speaking of trauma.
So, yeah, let's go to the football, dude.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's talk Euros qualifying. You know, it's been tough because we love international football.
Yeah.
We have, but
We have in the past.
FIFA is so dirty and the World Cup has been so slimy that
Continues to be slimy.
yeah, it's awful stuff. That it was almost like I had to remind myself about the Euros, the purists international tournament.
I will say that I was literally watching the Euros the other day,
Uh-huh.
and it almost like it took watching the Euros, like their little jingle and like the logo popping up for me to like for it to sink in. That's like, oh yeah, I like the Euros.
Yeah,
Oh,
the Euros
I'm
are
actually
amazing.
excited about this.
I'm super. I had that revelation today. I'm now going over it in my head. I just said the Europeans are the purest, so that probably doesn't sound great.
Cut that.
But we're. But no, honestly, we're talking about pure quality, entertaining international football.
the
Euros are the tournament that deliver every time.
I think from
dude.
top to bottom, like the best talent pool has to be in this tournament.
Yeah, it's the most developed. You know,
Yeah.
it's the cultural hub of football.
Yeah, obviously Brazil and Argentina are massive,
Mm-hmm.
but as a whole, like if you look at the list of teams in Europe, it's pretty extensive.
It's wild. So I'm going to give a breakdown of everyone that has qualified. And by breakdown, I'm just going to rattle off a quick list. Germany's hosting. They're in automatically. We've got Albania, Austria, Belgium, Czech Republic, Denmark, England, France, Hungary, Italy, Netherlands, Portugal, Romania, Scotland, Serbia, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, Switzerland, Turkey. Should be noted this is an expanded tournament. So everything I just said about it being kind of a pure distilled elite competition, maybe that's out the window for this
it might
new
not
iteration
be as
of it.
distilled now, but
Yeah, and we'll come back to that later on when we talk about the horrific fucking injury situation we have going on in Europe right now.
yeah, yep.
Because this is why. They keep expanding every competition to too many games.
Yeah, too many games.
Football is just 365 these days, dude.
Yeah, these poor guys don't catch a break.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a lot of teams in the tournament.
It's huge. It's huge.
There's
And that's
still
not even it.
Yeah, I was going to say there are still more to come.
Because we still have playoffs coming to get people in.
Yeah, I'm annoyed. I had set aside a tab with the playoff list, and I don't
Closed it out on accident.
Here we go. This is the teams that can still go in through playoffs. Poland, Wales, Croatia, Estonia, Finland, Ukraine, Iceland, Israel, Bosnia, Georgia, Greece, Kazakhstan, Luxembourg. Not all of the playoff situation is so complicated, I'm not even going to go into it. I don't know how many of those teams can go in, but all of those remaining nations do still have a path into the tournament. That seems insane to me.
That does seem insane.
Right?
It's like there's so many teams already in, you would think that like the pool has to be almost like maybe one or two more could make it in.
Dude, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but when you're getting down to fucking Luxembourg, Kazakhstan, Georgia, and Bosnia qualifying, I think Bosnia's been good in the past actually.
They've had players.
But like, come on.
I know.
This is the Euros. This is supposed to be the best. And you're talking Luxembourg?
It's supposed to be like an honor for these teams to make it. Like when they finally do make it, it's a huge success. But like when you just like extend it so that they have a chance to make it, I feel like it's got to feel a little lesser for them as well.
Yeah, each group has 5 teams now instead of the perfectly symmetrical and perfect 4.
Yep.
So now they have to like alter the round robin kind of the format of the group stages.
Which is so annoying.
It's so annoying, dude. Just to get extra games in, to get extra dollars in.
Yep, more TV time, more money.
It's funny. We started this conversation by talking about how pure and great the Euros are, and now
we're still.
we just circle back to the corruption of it.
It's all coming back to money, always.
Always, dude. Game's gone.
But either way, I'm still more excited about watching the Euros than I was about the World Cup.
It's going to be a great tournament. It's hosted in Germany.
Yeah, I like it.
And no, I'm super excited about it. Despite that, today it was the first time I really tuned in to watch these qualifiers because I had read that Ukraine and Italy were playing to qualify.
Yeah.
And I was like, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, sounds like an intense affair.
It wasn't fun.
No.
It was cagey, it was disgusting, and it was not
it was tense
not
in the worst way. It
Yeah.
was the tense where just nobody was doing anything with any kind of like calm, or his touches were so intense. Everything was awful.
Italy had some chances in the first half. Ukraine had some energy in the attacking third. That's about all I can say. Mudryk did some touches.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, they were, like I said, they were aggressive and fast in attack, but like the touches had no composure. So they just like hard touches, like no, like really poorly taken shots. Weak, like just crosses into nothing.
Yeah.
There's no composure at all.
Right. That's about how I read it. In hindsight, I had the thought Italy were just playing for a draw. Classic Italy, just play for a 0-0.
It's what they're best at, honestly.
But they seemed more aggressive in the first half, though. So I don't know how if that. I think that's just a cliche coming back.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's fast forward in time to the next international tournament coming up. As you've noted here, we have both the Asia Cup and the African Cup of Nations happening in January.
Both happen in January this year.
Yeah.
It's always been an issue of one or the other in January, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless I'm wrong and this has happened in the past, I feel like them happening in the same year is a weird thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because some teams are going to be extremely hurt by this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Teams that have like even like a 2 quality African players or like a couple of Japanese, Korean, like there's... Yeah, teams are going to be really hurt by this. And it's like a full month of the season in a pretty busy time period, I feel like.
So Tottenham's going to lose Son. Do they have any key Africans in that lineup?
I should have done a little deeper research to see who was going to get hurt the most by this. But
keep babbling for a second. Let me look at Tottenham squad, because they come to mind just because we're seeing in their injury crisis right now.
Yeah,
they're a team that has a killer starting 11 that can be really quickly derailed by a couple of absences.
Serious, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry.
And I think
there's no way
I'll just say
do this.
yeah, that's fine.
I'm gonna crash everything.
Yeah, don't lose the podcast.
Yeah.
But no, just as Arsenal as an example, we're losing. It was just like two major players, like
Mm-hmm.
Tomiyasu and Partey. And it's, we have replacements, but we don't have replacements for their replacements.
Right.
So all it takes is one bad injury, and with all of these players are playing international games, plus the congested fixtures for the festive season for the Premier League.
Yeah. Dude, these players haven't had a summer off since like 2019.
Yeah, there's a high chance there's going to be an injury
Yeah.
to one of our players in a key position at some point.
Super high chance. You basically have to plan for it now.
Yeah, you have to try. That's why, as annoying as it is, these like rich clubs buying up players, it's like you can't really blame them if they have the money to do it.
Right.
Because there's going to be a time when you're down to your third player.
Of course.
And if you can afford to have that third player be like a world-class player, then, I guess.
Especially
fuck
in
everybody else.
defense, it seems like you need the thought. I feel like used to be you wanted like 4 center backs.
Yeah, you didn't want to overdo it.
Now I feel like you need like 7.
Yeah. Absolutely. And like 2 or 3 players extra that can fit anywhere back there. They can kind of fill a gap at left side, right side.
Yeah.
You need a utility player or 2 back there just to fill a hole every once in a while.
Right. So we're talking about the congested tournaments and injuries. Obviously, right now there are 2 really, really high-profile examples. Erling Haaland being one, missed the last Norway qualifier with an ankle knock.
Yep. Which was it was a crucial game for them, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, apparently it was. I was going to say I was talking shit because I was like, he's resting because Liverpool this Saturday.
Yeah, big game coming up after the break.
But, yeah.
But there's a chance he's not going to make that
Norway
game.
could have qualified, and they're out.
Yep.
So that's a real injury.
Poor Norway with Odegaard and Haaland missing for Norway.
That's tough.
They didn't stand a whole lot of a chance, I think, without those 2.
A nation that tiny happening to have 2 of the best players in the world right now.
Yeah.
A true spine that you can probably build around.
And neither of them are available for the qualification for the Euros, like their biggest tournament.
They're both young enough that they'll be around for more major tournaments.
Oh, yeah.
I would like
sure.
to see those 2 build a little squad around them.
I would hope to see Norway produce a couple more players, like talented players,
right?
in this era.
Yeah.
For them to make a good run at a tournament. That'd be awesome.
Get them another Daniel Agger, cultured center back to fill out the spine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. And of course, Barcelona's Gavi being the other did his ACL today.
Yeah.
Or not today, but
Yesterday.
The news popped today. I think that it was confirmed.
Yeah.
And so he's done for the year.
Yeah.
How old is he? 21? He's a baby.
Yeah. Poor kid.
Speaking of babies, there goes little Gravester.
Comes trotting into the room,
Little
looking for trouble.
Do you want to make a cameo? I will put this microphone right down and pick you up.
Yeah. It's the time.
He disappeared. I lost him.
And the ghost is gone.
Dropped a smoke bomb.
Yeah.
Bummer time, though, and in Injuryworld for sure, dude.
It is bummer time in Injuryworld, and it's just like, it's crazy. When we talk about Tottenham's injuries, they're not the only ones. Almost every team you can look at and say they're probably missing 2 to 3 like star players.
Yeah.
Due to injury. It's just because these guys aren't getting any break. Right now, actually, Jesus, who didn't play for us up until this international break, is away with Brazil and looking like he's going to play this week for Brazil.
That's insane.
He hasn't played for the last 3 games for Arsenal,
Dude.
and he's going to play for Brazil now before he's even fully fit again.
That's so frustrating, dude.
That shouldn't be allowed to happen.
No, it shouldn't be. What I want to know and where I want to take this conversation is, what is the Players Union doing? What is FIFPro doing?
Right?
Are they just...
Is everybody just so...
Are they completely flaccid because they're divided amongst the domestic nations?
Yeah,
And
so
they-
there's
so they
no
can't-
real fight in them?
I don't know. I hear Virgil talk about it all the time about how this schedule is killing them.
Yeah.
And I think he's like a FIFPro representative. But I'm like, what is happening, dude? Why can't...
Yeah, why aren't you talking about this with the people
Look
in
to
charge of
America,
this.
dude. This has been the year of like some pretty big union victories.
Yeah.
Labor's back in America, baby. Now it's definitely way too soon to say that.
Yeah,
But the
but they're trying.
UAW had dramatic wins, and obviously the SAG strike and the actors strike.
Yeah.
The strikers won those fucking fights.
Yeah.
They got everything they wanted. Now, I don't know about everything.
Yeah.
But huge
But they won
gains.
in the end.
Huge gains. The working class has the power, dude. And it's insane to think of millionaire soccer players as the working class. But the fact is they're being worked to death, dude.
Yeah, they may be making millions of dollars, but their lives are just football. It's like if you could make that much money if you gave up your entire life to whatever you're doing.
Right.
Like every moment of your life was for that one thing.
Right.
Like people can make money doing almost any job doing that, but
They're being exploited and abused, and it's got to
it's
stop.
it's not okay.
And look, dude, I'm sorry, but a long time ago, we crossed the threshold of too much football.
Yeah.
There was a time where I was so thirsty for soccer, dude. I would watch anything that came on.
Yeah.
And I'd get so excited for tournaments like a big movie coming out or like a new video game coming out
Like
or
we've been
something.
waiting
Like,
for
oh,
4
dude,
years for this
cannot
tournament
wait.
to come.
But now it's like there's so much on. I routinely just skip stuff, dude.
Yeah.
That never used to happen.
Yeah, no, there's times
just
where if I'm
constant.
sleepy or something and it's a
Yeah.
morning game, or if it's like I'm like I'll just wait. I'll watch the next one. I'll take a sleep a little longer or something.
Yeah.
Like, or I'll put it on in the background and not really pay that close of attention
It's
to
too
it.
much, dude. There's always soccer on.
Yeah,
Always.
yeah, and it's gonna like maybe we're reaching a breaking point where they're like enough of these stars are gonna be missing major tournaments now
Yeah.
and major time for their clubs where hopefully the players will start to stand up for themselves.
I would hope so. Yeah. I would
Because
hope
it's gonna hurt the game. Like
Yeah.
they were so worried about the product on the pitch and everything looking so amazing and making all this money, but if the product, if all the players or stars are hurt all the time, the product's gonna suffer.
Yep.
So it's gonna be end up being boring in the end, no matter how they do it.
I know, and they don't see it that way.
No,
They see it as that there's always more players. There's always a new generation.
Yeah.
Just cycle them through.
it's true.
They-
Oh, you blew your knee out and your career's over? Okay, we'll have a new star
Right,
tomorrow.
It's true.
I mean, we've seen that in American sports too. The NFL's historically
Notorious for that.
notorious for running players into the ground and
just
then moving on.
discarding them with no support after the fact whatsoever.
Yeah.
Just rampant suicide. Oh, what the hell, dude? Ninja again. I was hearing him over here causing trouble, and then he just entered the room
here,
from
buddy.
that side.
Come up here, bud.
God, he's such a ninja.
Come here.
How good of a cat combo name is Twigs and Gravy? It's pretty good.
It's epic. That's honestly Twigs and Gravy, the combo. Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Here he comes.
Yeah. What's up, little one? He's looking for a cuddle, dude. This cat is a cuddler. I gotta teach Alex how to turn off his microphone when he sets it down, but that's fine. What's up, y'all? This is Gravy. I don't know if you can see him. I turned down the exposure on Alex's camera. Now I probably have to turn it back up. So we got a ninja in the family.
He's purring so loud.
Anyway.
And speaking of youth, I guess we can throw this funny little. Oh, he's putting notes in. Speaking of the youth, what's the funny little thing that happened between Arsenal under 16 and Liverpool under 16?
Oh, yeah. Sick transition, bro.
Yeah.
Drop it on us.
Yeah. So Cheeto Obi Martins for Arsenal's under 16 scored 10 goals in a
Whoa.
14-3 victory. My computer just ramped up. He hit my button that ramps up the fans really loud on my computer.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, so it got super loud.
I heard it kicking up, dude. That thing is wild.
Yeah, if you're gaming hard, you can kick up those fans.
You can manually up the fans?
Yeah, it'll rev it up so it cools it down.
That's funny.
Anyway, other than that, away from that nerd stuff. So they won 14-3 over Liverpool under 16s.
Yikes.
But I was listening today to Ars blog, and it turns out that Liverpool only had one keeper, and he apparently got injured super early in the match. So they just put some random poor kid in keeper for the rest of the game, and Arsenal's under 16s just took advantage of them.
That's brutal, dude. That poor kid, his career's done.
One of them scored 10 goals. Like, what? That kid's so mean.
That kid is mean, dude. That kid's ruthless.
He was just probably laughing at the kid's face the whole time.
Oh, dude, 10 goals? When's the last time a player scored 10 goals in a game? I'm not
Right?
going to look it up.
It was interesting, though, to think about, because they were also talking about something, and it was like very true. At that level, just physical development is so much of it.
Sure.
Like, if that
You mean,
kid's
like-
physically more developed
Yeah.
than the other kids around him, he
Yeah,
can
yeah.
just, like, he can score 10 goals with ease
Right.
just based on his physicality alone and not just, like, his...
His puberty is like 3 months ahead of the other
Yeah,
kids.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And which is why you see kids, you'll hear about superstar kids at that age, like under 18s, under
Yeah.
16s, and then you'll never hear about them again because once the other kids catch up,
Yeah.
suddenly they're not quite as talented as everyone thought they were.
No, they just got pubes first.
Exactly. Which is funny. It's a funny thing to, like, I mean, yeah, it's weird. It's weird to think about how casually we, like, adult men talk about this kind of thing without really mentioning that fact. That's exactly what we're talking about.
Sure.
It's just a young boy's puberty.
Yeah, the transition from like physically boy to man.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it happens at slightly different times.
Yeah.
So it like straight up, I'll tell you, I remember in 6th grade gym class, dude, seeing like one random kid in the locker room that had like a full blown man adult dick.
Yeah,
And
and
the
you're like,
rest
"What
of us
the-"
were all like, what? Why does this kid have a 30-year-old dick? What the fuck?
You're like, how did that happen, dude? It's insane.
If that kid had been playing football, dude, he would have been crushing
He would've
in
been
the
a
under
superstar,
16,
dude.
10 goals.
Or in like 8th grade football, he's the kid that's like just barreling over people. He's the offensive lineman or running back that
Exactly.
no one can tackle. 'Cause
Exactly.
He's just physically stronger than everyone.
Yeah, it's pretty funny, dude. It's pretty hard to read them. Pretty hard to read the talent levels, I guess.
Yeah,
at that
yeah.
age.
Which is funny because you got to give those dudes credit, those scouts that get it right, and
Right.
figure it out. It's a tough job.
Yeah, that's pretty funny, dude.
It is pretty funny. This guy settled right into my lap here.
I know. I can't see him, but I know he's there.
Sorry if the camera can't see me.
No. I was
He's
kidding.
laying here nice and cozy.
Yeah,
It's very cute.
Let's see. Yeah, it looks like you're just masturbating.
Yeah, just stroking off right now. Nice. Perfect. Put that in
You're
make
gonna
a
get
reel.
us demonetized.
Make a reel
Alex.
out of that.
Good thing we're not monetized yet. They can't demonetize us.
Is it masturbation or stroking a cat?
Right.
Which one's he doing?
Let's look ahead to the weekend.
Oh yeah.
We know what fixture kicks it off because I've griped about it plenty at this point. But we've got Manchester City hosting Liverpool 6:30 a.m. on Saturday to bring back the Prem.
The one thing you gotta say is I guess we don't have to wait.
Don't have to wait. Get it right out of the way.
Just jump right back in. Why don't you?
Big question whether Haaland will be there or not. I say he's going to be there.
Are they faking it? Is it a real injury?
I think it could be both. It's a real injury, but it's just a light ankle knock.
Enough to worry. He'll be back.
Yeah.
He'll be back by the time this kicks off.
Anyway, I kind of want to face them with Haaland anyway. Not to be
Yeah.
like a Boy Scout. Oh, I want my opponents to be strong.
Yeah.
No, I would love them to have an injury crisis. I love that De Bruyne is not going to be there. But,
Yeah, it's great news.
But I do love a good slugfest between City and Liverpool at their prime. It's so fun, dude.
It's
Think
been
of
so entertaining for
some of
years
the
now.
fixtures between those two clubs, dude. Between Klopp and Guardiola have just been
Absolutely epic stuff.
fun.
It's just like, and then the pure intensity between the two managers. There's been a lot of drama.
Yep.
Like, oh yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah,
It's a good way to go back into the weekend, get back into the league.
dude.
For like probably
shotgun
the
blast
busiest
back.
run until January, basically.
Yeah, I mean it is an explosive kickoff, definitely.
Super, yeah. Excited, looking forward to that.
I hope that time slot doesn't ruin it. We don't get some kind of dull nonsense.
Players,
or
just
like
tired
a
players
stupid mistake or something. Anyway,
right.
in the middle kickoffs, clear headline: Newcastle hosting Chelsea.
Massive
Newcastle,
headline.
we talked about on the last episode, absolutely decimated by injury.
Yep.
Chelsea resurgent.
Yeah. Yeah, they've been on a roll. They were probably bummed out that the international break came
Right.
with the way they were starting to heat up. But
Do you think this is going to go the way it seems? Chelsea just stomp them?
is it at the Bridge? Because if
no,
so,
it's in Newcastle.
it's at Newcastle.
Yeah.
Newcastle might put up a bit of a fight, but yeah, it's possible.
Do you want me to go back through that injury list again, Alex?
That's true, actually.
Dude,
You're right.
every-
And Chelsea's been scoring goals for fun right now.
Chelsea looked good, but honestly, I want to focus on Newcastle because you can't overstate this injury crisis. I might insert our clip from last week of us saying it. Every notable player Newcastle has is down, and
That's
I mean
true.
like
That's true.
everyone. Dude.
But can they revert back to does Eddie Howe still have like the
The
old
Bournemouth
Bournemouth mentality in there somewhere where he can build a team that can just hold on?
I would hope so. That'd be cool.
He might be able to put a team together that can at least hold on and maybe get a draw.
Do you think he's showing them tapes of his Bournemouth days back in the day? He's got the Newcastle boys in the locker room.
Check
showing
this out,
them the
guys.
cherries, dude.
Yeah,
He's like, this is how I brought us up.
This is what we do. As long as you work hard.
Yeah. He's like, remember when I came up to the Premier League and our stadium held 9,000 people?
Yeah.
Or I think it was 11,000.
Yeah, still like so tiny.
Yeah. Wild stuff, dude. I never thought that would be topped until Luton Town came
I know.
up.
All of a sudden, Luton, the tiniest stadium you can imagine.
Right? Then Saturday's late game, Brentford hosting Arsenal. Go.
Brentford hosting Arsenal. Yeah. I mean, Brentford always a tough one. After an international break, we'll see. Jesus is potentially back if he doesn't get hurt this week playing for Brazil. Odegaard looks like maybe going to be back again as well after his bizarre injury run. Yeah, let's see. Let's just hope Saka comes back looking healthy as well. It's funny. As I'm like previewing this game, it's like all I'm thinking about is injuries.
Right.
Who's going to be fit? Who's going to show up fit?
Holiday fixtures, dude. It's that time of year.
But no, this won't be easy for sure. I just hope it's entertaining and not, like you said, just like a dull match. I feel like
Brentford hosting Arsenal is not going to be dull.
Yeah, probably not. It hasn't been in the past.
Oh, dude. They have fun at home.
I feel like Brentford. Yeah, that's true. They're at home. That's good. Because Brentford's been real dull on the road.
Yeah, they have been. They are night and day. That's another thing we discussed last week. Night and day, dude. Home and away.
Yeah. So this should be a good fight then.
Yeah. What a great little duo Sunday we have, too. Tottenham hosting Aston Villa and Everton hosting Manchester United.
Yeah, very interesting games for so many reasons.
Really tough time for Tottenham to be hosting Villa.
Yeah.
Villa's a team. Unai can put them to the sword, dude.
Yeah, Villa's on fire right now, too.
Yeah.
This is at Tottenham?
Yeah.
Okay. They're lucky. Because isn't Villa like undefeated? Isn't there an undefeated streak? Like
I'm not aware of that.
I think it's like super high at home. I think they're one of the best teams at home this season.
Cool.
I think it goes into last season as well. They're on a good run.
Right on.
It's a big test for Tottenham coming right out of the international break.
Yeah. And then we have late on Sunday, the late kickoff. One of my favorite kind of kickoffs. I hate both these teams so much that anything that happens is funny.
Yeah.
The best theme.
And we just, we're still coming off of the Everton points deduction. How are they going to react?
Yeah, exactly. I think
How's
they're going to
the team gonna
respond,
feel?
and they're going to knock United around a little bit.
I hope so. That'd be very fun to watch.
I think they might.
A United in a rough spot.
I think. Well, dude, it's at Goodison. Do you know what the atmosphere at Goodison's going to be like?
It's going to be very intense.
Do you know how aggrieved the Scousers feel about this? The fact that they were punished while Chelsea and City haven't
been punished yet.
They are fucking furious, dude. And these people
I'm
are
behind them on
rebels,
that one.
dude. This no. I mean, I wanted to talk about this on the Patreon in depth. But
Yeah.
You know how much I've been shitting on Everton, rooting.
Yeah, of course,
I was desperate for them to go down last year.
Yeah.
But I didn't want it like this.
Yeah,
And
no.
I agree that they're being persecuted a little bit.
Yeah.
Jamie Carragher gave a really great statement that I'm not really going to be able to eloquently reproduce.
Of course,
we will talk about this more in depth on the Patreon.
Yeah.
But I've fully swung around. Is the moral of the story, and I want Everton to fight their ways out. I want them to fight their way out of this.
Yeah.
I don't want them to go down like this. It's fucking bullshit, dude.
It is bullshit. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it was. Did I mention this in the last pod that reporter that asked Pep how he felt about the 10-point deduction coming because of the 115 pending charges against Manchester City?
Yeah, I don't know if you
Pep
said
was
that on
super
mic.
mad.
Yeah, but it's worth saying again. It's so funny.
Yeah, I mean it's so
Thank
and
God
it's
for
so
that
true.
reporter.
Like thank God that guy said that because like it's such bullshit.
Yeah.
They have 115 charges out there, and Everton's been docked 10 points.
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit, dude.
Like if Everton's one mistake is worth 10 points, what is that 115 worth?
Right, exactly. A straight relegation. Juve
Like that's
style,
got to
right?
be a relegation plus minus 25 to 50 points.
Starting
in
the championship negative
as
20.
well.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's
Like
go,
there's been
dude.
precedent. Juve had it happen.
Mhm.
The biggest team in Italy at the time had that happen to them.
Yeah.
So like why can't it happen to City?
It really should. But to circle back to Everton and that fixture, I really want Everton. Like, it's going to be that atmosphere. And Everton can pull themselves right back out of the relegation zone with just one win this weekend.
That's the thing is they're still not out of it.
It would be such a fuck you statement to pop. No, I don't think.
To jump right back out.
They're only 2 points out of the relegation.
Yeah, and this is only going to motivate them.
Yeah. They win. They leapfrog Sheffield and Luton. I mean, obviously they both have games to play.
Yeah, but Luton's playing Palace. That's probably not going to be a win. Sheffield at Bournemouth.
Yeah. I would love to see Everton up in 17th place.
It would be nice at the end of the weekend.
Yeah. Yep.
Just a big fuck you to.
Let's go. Scout solidarity. I'm back on board.
Yeah.
Until they play us and fucking shin somebody else.
Yeah. Then it's back to hating them again. Relegate the hell out of them.
Right. Yeah. But do you have anything else? I think that's a pretty good pod.
Yeah. No, I think that's it from me.
Yeah. Right on, dude. How's Little Gravy doing?
He's chilling. He didn't like me laughing too much there. He said, "Stop laughing so much and moving."
Yeah, he's definitely
He's pushing my laptop off my legs.
overly stimulated easily.
Yeah.
He's a kitten.
I mean, he's pretty passed out right now, though.
Yeah, what a sweet baby angel, dude.
Oh, big
he's getting a
stretch.
little stretch in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're not allowed to move.
Yeah, I'm stuck here now.
hope
So
you wanna
though the podcast is
Sit
ending,
in
I'm
this
still going to
awkward
just sit
space
right here.
in the middle of the
Just leave
studio.
the camera on. I'll just sit here in silence with the cat on my lap for the next hour.
I think that's the move, dude.
I mean, he's very cozy right now.
But yeah, that's gravy, everybody. I'm coming up. Well, I want as many variations on that name as we can possibly get because it's such a good name.
Gotta keep him going.
Yeah.
Twigs and gravy, y'all.
Yeah.
Twigs and gravy.
Maybe we'll insert a slideshow throughout the episode.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. I think that's the episode.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. And we'll see you next week. Peace.
Later, y'all.